Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Concordia University of Chicago webinar on pursuing your exercise science, sports, or health degree. And this is going to be an enrollment specialist discussion. So we're happy to see everybody here tonight. Welcome, and could I have the next slide, please? All right, so we do have an agenda for this evening that consists of some really great introductions. We will have an enrollment specialist panel discussion. Also, we will cover some really great program details, application requirements, next steps, and we will definitely answer all of your questions. And we do ask that you please add your questions in the Q&A section. So next slide, please. All right, so we are going to go ahead and start off with some really great introductions. My name is Sushma Amin. I am an enrollment specialist here at Concordia University of Chicago. I work with our graduate students, undergraduate potential students as well. Definitely enjoy what I do, and I love helping students. So I'm going to pass it on to Gloria Allen.
Hi, good evening and welcome everyone. It's so good to have you all here joining us. Hopefully some of the individuals that I've spoken to will have an opportunity to join us on tonight. Like Sushma said, my name is Gloria Allen and I do work with all of the graduate programs, the doctorate programs, the master's programs, and the certs. So I'm looking forward to spending time with you all on tonight and answering all of your questions, and let's just continue to have a good time. Okay, so the first thing we would like to say, why should you choose Concordia Chicago University? Or Concordia University Chicago, either way, CUC. Well, I thought that it was really a good idea to go with this university. First of all, it's very important, I believe, is that we always choose schools that are regionally accredited. So you really want to get a fully accredited university, and that is what we are. And with that, I think that's so important. And with that, I think Sushma, you would probably may want to add a bullet point as to why they should choose the university. In addition to that.
Well, we're very reputable. In addition to being, fully accredited by the Higher Learning Commission, we're also ranked in the top 30 best online masters in sports medicine and physical therapy by collegerank.net. And I also wanted to add that we have a great support system for you here. So full of, enrollment specialists and advisors and professors that are, very, very knowledgeable in their area. All right. So do these programs prepare us for certifications? The answer to that question is yes. And I'll give you a good example here. In our 100% online Master of Science in Applied Exercise Science program, that program actually consists of 5 different concentrations. And we'll go over that more in detail further into this webinar. But each concentration actually gives you, with the program, gives you the knowledge and the education that you need in order to sit for certification exams. So an example would be with our exercise physiology concentration, that prepares individuals for the Certified Exercise Physiologist exam through ACSM. So once you complete the program with that concentration, you'll be able to schedule your CEP exam through ACSM. Another example is with our sports performance training concentration. That prepares you for the PES exam, the Performance Enhancement Specialist exam through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. So each concentration with that master's program, it prepares you for certification. So it's very exciting, definitely. So can I have the next slide?
This is really good. This is a really good question. What advice do you give to incoming students? As Sushma and I were, we were kind of going back and forth on as we were going to prepare to co-facilitate this. We thought about some of the most important ways for kicking you off for success, and I think that one of the biggest ways is because these classes are asynchronous. And that means we don't give you a set time or set amount of time for you to be in class, but you're going to have your course syllabus with all the deadlines. As soon as you have access to your classes, the very first day you start, dig in there and get familiar with your syllabus because you want to be able to look at all of your assignments that are going to be due on the first week. So I would always recommend that you do not waste any time. Day one, go in and look at your syllabus so that you can go ahead and prepare for which assignments are due, and just kind of navigate and get really familiar with Blackboard, because we do use Blackboard as our learning management system.
And I
Anything you would
would,
like to add,
oh,
Tish?
yeah, definitely. So, one thing, even though the classes are asynchronous and you have that freedom to log in any day and time that works best for you in your schedule during the week, um, I, I think it's helpful to make a schedule anyway, to pick certain days just for you that you know that would fit into your work schedule and life and family and your extracurricular activities. So just helps to kind of create your own schedule of when you're going to log in and complete the work. So, yeah.
Mhm.
All
All
right, good.
right, so we'll just continue to move forward and we'll go into the program details. So we have several programs, and I will start just doing a quick overview with the PhD in exercise science. Now we know that PhD is really more of a more concentrated on the research. It's really research intensive program, and it's really designed to prepare students to pursue academic, clinical, and leadership roles in the areas of, if you want to do health promotion, exercise science, kinesiology, human performance. These particular degrees, they are really stringent in the way of students being able to apply for these PhD programs. So if you come in with a background, let's say your master's is in health promotion, exercise science, kinesiology, human performance, that's really going to set you up for a supernatural way of being successful in the program, because you have a strong background that is actually getting you familiar with what's going to be built upon. And as you are going through and pursuing your degree, some of the areas, I just want to share this with you. With the PhD program, we do have some areas, even though it is asynchronous, we want to provide you all, because it is a doctorate program, but there are some informal opportunities that we do share with our students. It could be spending coffee with Dr. Miyashita and just maybe talking about some scientific writings. There may be some opportunities for you all to log into Zoom with Dr. Cinnamon and just maybe, okay, so talk about dissertation 101. It doesn't matter where you are in the program. You could be starting in, your first term, or you could be in your sixth term. You can actually be a part of those notifications. So they're not a part of your curriculum. They're not scheduled because we don't give you a set time or set amount of time. But if you ever have an opportunity to become enriched by these opportunities, I would like to encourage everyone to actually be a part of those, because they're not recorded, but again, they're not a requirement. They're just an enrichment opportunity for our students. So once you complete your program, you'll have an opportunity again, if you want to see yourself working at the collegiate level at higher education, if you want to do, research scientists, physical health policy advocates, just speaking and doing your speaking engagements across the state or the country. These are some opportunities that our students are able to do because you have your original research, and the research belongs to the students. And with that, we can go.
All right. So with our Master of Science in Applied Exercise Science program, these exercise science students can choose between 5 different concentrations. And basically, the concentration that you choose would best fit your interest and your career goals. So I know I mentioned exercise physiology earlier. That's one of them. We also have human movement science, We've got sports nutrition, we've got sports performance training, and we have strength and conditioning. So typically exercise physiology, that's for if you would like to pursue the career path of becoming an exercise physiologist. Um, working with those patients who have to get their fitness level back up after some sort of maybe medical issue or something like that. Also, human movement science, that's if you'd like to work with athletes or non-athletes, helping them basically move their body in a way to prevent injury. Sports nutrition is a very popular one. That's if you'd like to become a sports nutritionist working with athletes and helping them, with their diet so they can perform better. Um, Sports performance training and strength and conditioning are very similar. Sports performance training is if you'd like to get into the area of training athletes and focusing more on like the overall body conditioning. And then strength and conditioning, same thing. If you want to train athletes, coach athletes, that focuses on a specific training of a specific body part. So
Mm.
got those 5 awesome concentrations right there. Career outlook. So I mentioned exercise physiologist. It's a really popular one. Also athletic director, high school level, college level, um, maybe professional level, and then also performance coach. So those are some really good career outlooks.
Mm-hmm. And Sush, I'd like to also add specifically for the sports nutrition, we know that all of these concentrations lead to the certification in their field. But I just would like to add that if you desire to do your master's in sports nutrition and go ahead and take that certification, it's actually going to open additional doors for you once you take the certification exam to perhaps pursue personal training and food and beverage, as well as the supplement industry, because we know sports nutrition is all focused on specifically fueling for performance. So I just wanted to add that particular one because it's a little bit set apart for the sports nutrition. I just wanted to add that one there because it opens additional doors.
That's great. We want additional
Mm-hmm.
doors to be open, more opportunities, right?
Amen. Yes, more
Yeah.
opportunities.
All right,
Now
perfect.
we can just keep moving on to the next one. Here we go. So with the graduate certificates, we have 4. Now, each one of these, human movement science, sports nutrition, sports performance training, strength and conditioning, all of these classes, with the exception of sports nutrition, it has 5 classes as a part of the certs. The human movement, sports performance, and the strength and conditioning. All of those have 4 classes. Now, once you take these classes, you're actually going to be prepared to take the certification exam in either of those areas. But I do want to share with you, if taking these classes through us is going to prepare you in a couple of ways. It's actually going to go beyond the curriculum that is actually the certification exists. Certification itself. For instance, if you're doing the strength and conditioning, you're being prepared for the NSCA to become a certified strength and conditioning specialist. It's going to go well beyond the actual curriculum. So you all will be in a classroom environment being taught by professionals. All of our professors are also certified in the areas. So you will be able to glean from not only their training and their knowledge, but also some of your classmates. But all of them are going to lead to certification. And let me just go ahead and just run through those really quick for you. The human movement, that one's actually going to set you up for the be prepared for the National Academy of Sports Medicine Corrective Exercise Specialist exam. A lot of people are familiar with NASM. And then, of course, the sports nutrition, that's the CISSN, the Certified Sports Nutrition Exam, is by the International Society of Sports Nutrition. The sports performance certification, you're going to be prepared through NASM again for the performance enhancement specialist exam. And then the strength and conditioning, it actually prepares individuals for the NSCA, the CSCS. So you will be a certified strength and conditioning specialist. And, taking these, again, I do want to just reiterate just a little bit more. They're going to go beyond what is going to be required in order for you to pass the certification exam. And then you're going to be equipped with a little bit more theory. You're going to be equipped with a little bit more, some of the practicum core components that actually come through the principles, so you can actually fine tune your current programming skills in all of these certifications. And then we can just move on to the next slide. And um, there we go.
All right. So certification preparation, basically. So you've got the four basically the four certificates or the concentration. So with the sports nutrition, that's going to prepare you for the CISSN exam, the certified sports nutritionist. And in turn, you'll be a certified sports nutritionist or get on the path for that. And then there's the human movement science. That's going to prepare you for the corrective exercise specialist exam through NASM for corrective exercise specialist. And then there you have the sports performance training. It prepares you for the PES, Performance Enhancement Specialist exam also through NASM. And then strength and conditioning, that prepares you for the CSCS exam in certification through the NSCA. So there's your certification preparation. So
Mm-hmm.
very exciting.
Yeah.
All right. Could we have the next one? All right. Thank you.
So for the doctorate programs, as we are entering into, this is almost just somewhat of just to reiterate what we've already shared in the way of career outlooks. Again, we want you all to know earning your master's degree will potentially open doors of opportunities for you in higher education, research scientists, physical health and policy advocates. And with the master's, you can go on to be, as you're building on top of what you currently have, earning your master's and then also getting your certification, because in the master's you're also prepared to take the certification. You could be the exercise physiologist, an athletic director, as well as a performance coach. I do want to add this: we have a lot of high school coaches that are, that typically come in and do the a master's. A lot of them do the strength and conditioning. What about you, Sish? What do you think is one of the some of the individuals that maybe you talk to that are coming in, what some of the backgrounds that they may have? I have a lot of high school coaches. What about you?
Also, I do speak to a lot of high school coaches, but then I also speak with a lot of people who don't have that background at all, and they're actually making a career change.
Yes.
So a lot of people have shared with me that, I actually work in, or I'm a massage therapist, or, I currently work in finance, but exercise is my passion. And we
Mm-hmm.
should all follow our passion. We should all do what we love to do because it just makes for a better life.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a good mix, but a lot of high school coaches are looking to advance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've also spoken to a good handful of college coaches who are looking to further their careers. So it's a good mix.
Yeah. And do you think that right now we should just let everybody know that you're not required to have a bachelor's in exercise science to apply for these programs? So if you have a bachelor's in finance, come on in.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
just wanted to share that
Yeah.
with you.
And I just had a conversation with someone today, this afternoon.
Uh-huh.
She has a bachelor's degree in biology, but
Oh.
she's looking to get in exercise science. And she thought that she would have to get a second bachelor's degree in
Mm-hmm.
kinesiology. But I
Yes.
quickly told her, like, hey, we've got this
Mm-hmm.
master's degree here and you qualify with.
Yes.
So she was
Come
very
on
excited
in.
about that. So it's great when that happens as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I get excited about it too. So,
Yeah.
all right.
All right. So we're going to transition now, excuse me, into a few of our undergraduate programs. So these are bachelor's programs. The first one that I'm going to start out with is a BA in sports management. So this is a Bachelor of Arts degree in sports management. Um, so this degree basically it shares a lot of similarities with like traditional business programs, but it is specifically designed to meet the specific demands of the sports industry. So with this degree, got some pretty good career outlooks with this one. There's athletic director, contract analyst, general manager, also operations manager. And here's a very exciting one, sports broadcaster, or sports marketer. So those are some of the really good career outlooks of that program. So
Yes.
yeah, we're very excited to have this program. Lots of
Mm-hmm.
interest. Yeah. All right, next slide, please. Another one of our bachelor's programs that we have is a Bachelor of Arts in Healthcare Administration. So this degree, it's really going to equip you with the expertise and managerial acumen required to basically become impactful and socially conscious leaders within the healthcare services landscape. So here's some really good career outlooks with this
Mm-hmm.
degree as well. Hospital administrator, healthcare consultant, manager, health policy analyst. So if you're interested in being an advocate for healthcare policy, that might be a good role for you. Um, healthcare quality improvement specialist, healthcare marketing and communication specialist. Um, there's also healthcare financial analyst and long-term care administrator. So lots of great career outlooks with that degree as well.
Like
All
that.
right. Yep,
Let's
definitely.
keep moving.
Let's keep going.
Yes. So the program format. Um, you want to continue on with that, Sushma, and just
Um,
keep
yeah,
wrapping
I
it
can
up on the
continue
same
with that
vein
one.
for the
Yeah,
bachelor's? Yeah.
definitely. So, all of the programs that we are talking about today are 100% online. You have to excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. I need a cough drop. Um, no campus visits required whatsoever, unless you want to come to graduation when you're finished. We'd love to have you there. Anywhere, anytime education. So our classes are truly asynchronous. So no set day or time that you have to log in. As long as you've got your computer with your Wi-Fi, you could take classes anywhere. Um, and then one thing that I really like is we have small class sizes, so 20 students per class. So that gives you the opportunity to, really get the support that you need, feel comfortable to ask questions and get those answered, definitely. So um, let's see here. Program requirements. So all the bachelor's degrees are 120 credits. Um, and I wanted to make note, you can we accept up to 90 credits for transfer into those programs, which is more than half of the program. So that's amazing. Um, master's degrees, 10 courses, 8 weeks each. Doctorate, about 20 courses, approximately 8 weeks each.
Great job.
All right. Can we
All
have the
right.
next one?
Um, so, Sushma, why don't I just kind of, if it's okay with you, we're kind of like we can go back and forward. Let me let you coach your throat a little bit
Well,
because I
thank
know
you.
you're trying to get over this cold. And let's just go ahead and let me just dive into finance and this education. So,
Go
with the
for it.
doctorate programs, so with the doctorate programs, it is $7.93 per credit hour, and that does include your technology fee of $18 per credit hour. So, and with the masters and the certs, those are both the same. It's $5.93 per credit hour, and that does also include your $18 technology fee. Now, with the kinesiology program, with all of our business, all of our undergraduate programs, you are eligible. I love the fact that you can transfer up to 90 credit hours into this program. For the kinesiology, it is $458 per credit hour. And again, it all includes your $18 per credit hour technology fee. And then with the sports management and the healthcare administration, that's $523 per credit hour. And that also includes your $18 technology fee. And, when we have these conversations, of course, we don't expect you all to remember all of this, but it's also on the website. But when we have an opportunity to speak with you all one-on-one, we can actually go through this all, definitely very detailed, which is why we want to have those conversations. Financial aid is available for all the programs, all the way from the bachelor's, the certs, the master's, as well as the doctorates. They're all qualifying for financial aid. So you want to complete your financial aid application. Like always, financial aid is available for students who apply and qualify. Many of you have probably already completed the financial aid applications before. So if you're coming in, maybe you are just finishing up your bachelor's, you would just need to update it. Or if you're coming in just to do your doctorate, you could probably just need to update it. But either way, even if you're coming in and you have your associates, You would just need to update it as well. And then we do have outside scholarships, and we will be happy to provide you all with additional information for fastweb.com as well as collegezone.com. And I want to say that scholarships are like financial aid. You just want to make sure you apply and qualify. And then typically many times when you've gotten, a lot of our students have gotten to this stage in their careers, many of you are part of some professional organizations or associations, and we want to encourage you to check with them to see if there are potential scholarships that you all may also be eligible to apply and qualify for as well, as we just continue to move on. Sushma, is there anything you wanted to add with the financing?
No, that was
All
perfect.
right,
Yeah.
so we'll just keep going. Thank you.
All right. So application requirements. This is the information that a lot of you want to know. Um,
Mhm.
so for the bachelor's degrees, we do require an online application. It is free. We don't have an application fee for any of the programs that are listed here. Um, it's a quick one-page application. I usually tell everyone it takes less than 5 minutes to complete. Your enrollment specialist can actually walk you through it over the phone to quickly get that on file, which is what we encourage. We're looking for GPA. We're looking for cumulative GPA of a 2.0 or higher. And then we do require official transcripts. If you've attended a prior college or university, we would need official transcripts directly from those. If you haven't, we would need your official high school transcript, or if you have a GED, we would need your official GED transcript. So typically, if you've earned 15 credit hours or more, we would not need your official high school or official GED transcript. If you have less than 15 credit hours earned at a college or university, we would definitely need your official high school transcript or official GED transcript. So those are basically the application requirements for the bachelor's programs. For the graduate, for the Master of Science in Applied Exercise Science degree, we also, or programs, we also require an online application. Again, that is free. We suggest you complete it over the phone with your enrollment specialist to get it on file very quickly. For this one, we're looking for a cumulative GPA of a 2.85 or higher for standard admission. Um, we would also need official transcripts directly from prior institutions. We also do require 2 letters of recommendation. They could either be academic or professional, either or. And we do require an objective statement. So it's like your admissions essay or letter of intent. So that's for the graduate master's program. For our doctorate programs, good news, we do not require the GRE or the MAT. We don't even need that for the other the other programs as well. We do not have that requirement. Also, there is an online application that's free. For the doctorate programs, we do require completion of a master's degree and a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or higher. Also, the official transcripts directly from those prior institutions, um, 2 academic or professional letters of recommendation. And I want to make note of this. We actually send you a form to send to your recommenders, and they just fill it out and sign it and email it back. So we try to make that process a little bit more little easier. Same thing with the objective statement. We also require that for the doctorate program, but we also send you a form to fill out for that to make it easy, and that gets emailed in as well. Um, Also, we do require a writing sample. We want to see your writing skills. Maximum number of pages on that writing sample is 5. So it doesn't even have to be like a complete paper. We're just looking for a sample. So 5 pages maximum on that. And then just a current resume or CV for our doctorate program. So um, there you have all of our application requirements. So yeah.
Mm. And before we go, I do want to just interject just a little bit because it is actually worth noting. I don't know if it's going to be something we may speak previously, but it's okay to double back. I want everyone to know that for the master's, there is a probationary admissions as well. So if you anywhere from a 2.0 2.25 to a 2.84, we will still love to talk with you. We know that sometimes when you're right out of high school many times and you're hitting that bachelor's road and okay, things may not have gotten off so well, but we do take individuals on probationary status for the bachelor's and the master's. So that would be a good opportunity for you to speak to us as enrollment specialists, because that what we're here for is to help you through this entire admissions process and help you get all these documents in, as well as helping you to get registered. So I just really wanted to just kind of make note of that so that they know that we do have probationary admissions for our students.
Thanks for adding that, because that's important, because that, if somebody thinks that they're not eligible, you just might be. So that's
That's
great.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. So we're ready to talk about the next steps already?
Yeah. Time
All
flies.
right. Like we're having all this great fun. So we do have information here for you to reach out to one of us as your enrollment specialist. Again, my name is Gloria. My direct number is 708-231-1207. And of course, my email address is gloria.allen. And we're definitely going to, provide this information for you all live so you can have it, because I don't think you can copy and paste it off of this. And there's my email address, gloria.allen@cuchicago.relearnit.org. And then I'll let you go ahead and share your info, Sush.
So I'm Sushma Amin. I work alongside with Gloria. My direct phone number here is the 708-787-2120. And there's my direct email, sushma.amin@cuchicago.relearnit.org. And we're also, oh, thanks for posting that, because we were going to post the link to book a call. So go ahead and book a call with us.
Yes, please do. Um, and then the next steps is to already we want to go ahead and complete your documents, and we will walk you all through all of these steps. The next classes that we're still accepting application for is going to be starting on January the 8th. And I would like to always encourage my students, because of the holiday season, things start to kind of bottleneck and slow down because colleges start closing, people start going on vacation, and you'll just want to make sure you get, as many of your documents in so you can be ready as early as you possibly can to start your first class. So we still have plenty time to get the applications in. We still have plenty of time to get your documents in, and we do have plenty of time for us to just, make these appointments and talk with you all just to help you move forward and start the new year out on a very strong note. And that's earning either your bachelor's, your master's, or the terminal degree, as they call it, your doctorate.
That's awesome. What a great start to a new year.
Mm-hmm.
2024, start with your next degree. There you go.
Okay, so now we're up to our questions. And all right, so you all continue to add your questions, and we're going to go ahead. I will read the first one, Susha, and I think you can handle this one. How about that? As a graduate student in this MS Exercise Science program, what is the first class that I would be expected to take? That's a good one.
It's a great question. Yeah. So the first course that you would take is actually Kinesiology 1. And Gloria, can you remind me, does that class focus on the lower body or the upper body? I always get the two confused.
Upper. Yes,
Okay,
that's the
upper
upper.
body. So it's AES 6020 Kinesiology 1.
Yes, and you know what I like about this, since we're talking about the upper half and the lower half, you all will be using the same book for the both
Oh,
both of these
good
classes, the
point.
kinesiology 1 and kinesiology 2. So that's why we kind of just give you all for the masters of like um probably about an estimated book cost of about $800, because you will be using some of your same books, and you have so many resources on how to get your books. And again, talking to us will be beneficial to help you throughout this entire process. So, and it's okay if you take kinesiology 2 before you take 1. So they do concentrate the lower half and the upper half. All right, so I see there's another question in here from Leandros. Is certificate a good way to have a flavor of the area before going in for a master's or bachelor's? I get the idea of where you're going. However, in order for you to apply for the certification, you will already need to have a bachelor's degree. Again, it doesn't matter what field it's in, as long as you have the bachelor's and meet the admissions requirements for the master's uh, criteria for that. If you decided that you wanted to start out with the certificates and then you say, oh, why don't I just go ahead and take those other 6 classes and get my master's? You sure can. You surely can. So you would just be able to come in all prepared. These classes will just transfer into your master's degree because they're the same classes. So good question. But again, you would need to have your bachelor's in order for you to take the certification classes. And Leandro has another question. What is the difference of content for sports performance training versus strength and conditioning? I could take a part of that, just to kind of maybe go into it just a little. The first portion of your classes, which is going to be your core classes. Everybody's core classes are pretty much going to be the same. Everybody's going to get get a sample of kinesiology 1, kinesiology 2, research and design, some applied exercise phys, some sports nutrition, some of those classes. But then when you get toward the end, that's when you're going to now start focusing more on the certification. Your classes for the sports performance, and they're actually on the website. I don't have what those specific classes are, but the content is now you're talking more toward, just to kind of give you an idea, with the strength and conditioning. You're actually there's a theory. Let me just not just kind of, I think I may be able to do that. With that concentration, it is designed more for individuals who are practitioners, strength and conditioning coaches, personal trainers, or even athletic performance coaches. So now that is where the strength and conditioning probably would be a little bit different than the sports performance training. Now, for that sports performance training, you're working with all levels of athletes at this particular time, because we know that track and field is a little bit different from those individuals who are playing football. So now you're talking about design for coaches, athletics trainers, and as well as other sports performance professionals, with athletes who are actually working with individuals from high school all the way through the Olympics, as well as the pro. As a matter of fact, since you brought that up, if you go look at the website for the National Academy of Sports Medicine, the NASM website, you'll actually see that top teams in the NFL as well as the NBA, they have now begun requiring the NASM PES credentials. So that's a really good question, Leandro. Very good question. And Sushma, I'm gonna let you answer this one. Are you going to share this material afterwards?
Yeah, definitely. We will send out a recording.
It will be available. So do we have any more questions? Looks like we have about 12. So let's go ahead and several questions here that we need to go ahead and answer.
All right, so Gloria, do you want to take this next one? Because I'm not sure about this next one about the
What is it?
ACSM membership. Does the student membership rate apply for ACSM membership while enrolled in the master's program?
Do they get a discount?
That's how
Is that
I'm
what the
reading
question
it.
is? It is a discount. I'm not sure what it is, what the percentage is, or how much, but from my understanding, there is a discount applied, to the students once they graduate and get ready to go and prepare themselves. Actually, before you graduate, so you can be prepared to take your certification exam. There is a discount.
Good deal.
Again,
All
I don't know what
right.
the percentage is, but there is one.
That's great. I love that. All right.
Yes. Okay. Do you have classes starting? Good question. I love these questions coming from Leandro's phone. Do you have class starting at the second semester in 2024? And the answer is yes. But let me tell you the ones that are the exception. Just so you know, all of our classes have entry points on the second half of the semester, which is, in this case, let's talk about spring, for example. Everybody will be starting in January the 8th. But if something happens and you're not able to start until the second half, you will be able to enter in on March 11th. The only programs that are exempt from this are the certifications, with the exception of sports nutrition. Sports nutrition is the only cert that can actually enter on the second half. So those little nuances there, your enrollment specialist, that's what we're here for, to guide you through that. But everybody can enter in on that second half of the semester, with the exception of the certifications. And you can only do that with sports nutrition. Good question. Really good question. Okay, there's a question here from Stephanie Berger. All right, so for the doctor program, do you accept classes from a master's program in exercise science? And if so, how recent do they need to be? Interested in a doctor program, but graduated from my master's in 2013. You know, Stephanie, that is a question that we're starting to get more and more every day. And it's a really good question. But at this point, we have not made the decision to accept master's transfer credits from the master's degree. But if that's something that the university is starting to look at, it would be something that would be training related for the master's, because for the doctor program, they're pretty stringent on having that foundation. But unfortunately, at this time, we are not accepting any master's level transfer credits into our doctorate program. All right, Susha, I'm going to let you answer this one from, I think I know Zoe. Okay, if I have applied and been accepted to the master's program, but I'm interested in pursuing the graduate certificate, do I need to start the application process from scratch?
So the way I'm reading this question is, so you've applied to the master's, you've been accepted, but instead you want to go for the graduate certificate. Um, so you would need to fill out a new application for that program. Or Gloria, do they have to do a program change, or would this be a new application?
I think we would just do a program change for them.
Okay.
That's all they
Yep.
would need to do. But no,
So
no
that's
starting from
easy.
scratch. Yes.
Yeah,
Just get
definitely
in
no, you
touch.
wouldn't have to.
Yes, just get
Yeah.
in touch with your enrollment specialist. Just give me a call, Zoe. We'll go ahead and work it out. Hi, Yolanda. Okay, for the doctorate program and the master's degree completion requirement, does the master's have to be in exercise science? It has to be an exercise science or a closely related field for the exercise science doctorate program. So if it's a health sciences, it's kind of hard to say. But once we get all of your transcripts in, as enrollment specialists, since we don't do evaluation of the transcripts, we always recommend that, because, of course, there's no application fee, but we just want to get all of your documents in, have them reviewed by the committee, so that they can take a look at your transcript and then allow them to do the evaluation. So if you feel like your master's is close, definitely we want to encourage you all to go ahead and apply, so that there could be something in there specifically that they're looking for that we won't be able to evaluate or tell you on this end, because we don't do our view transcripts. So, and that's also a very, very good question. So again, unfortunately, the answer is no at this time. All right. So Anna has a question regarding transcripts. This one is going to be for you, Sushma. Do transcripts
I'm
have to be
ready.
sent directly from the university, or can we email them to the administration if we have a copy? That's a good one.
It's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, this is a question that I get every day,
Mm-hmm.
which is totally fine because it's important. So
That's
we
what we're here
do
for.
need, yep. We do need official transcripts directly from your prior school. So official transcripts, school to school, they have to come directly from your prior school to CUC. There is one exception. If you do have an official transcript in your hands and it's in a sealed envelope and you've not opened that envelope, you could drop that into a new envelope and mail that into our graduate admissions office. That would be fine because you have not opened it. But if you have a transcript that you've opened, it becomes unofficial. So the answer is yes, they have to be sent directly from the university, unless you've got it in a sealed envelope. But definitely, if you've got it in your email, that's considered unofficial and you can't email that in. So I hope that answers that question.
Yes, it
Yep.
did. Very good question. Very good
Yes.
question. Okay, so here's a question for the PhD program. For the PhD program, upon admission, would your first course begin on January the 8th? It is. Or are you able to choose the semester of when your program would start? So you could actually, upon admissions, when you complete your application, you always want to apply for the date that you want to start your program. So if you apply to start in March, or if you decide to start in May, you would be ready to, that's when we'll be preparing you to start your program on that particular term. So if it's January, we'll go with January the 8th. If it's, March, then we'll, of course, we'll help you get your application completed for March. And that will be the second half of the term. I think I answered that.
Yep, you did.
Okay. All right. So here's a good one. We could both take a shot at this one. What is the minimum and maximum of classes that we can take per semester? Okay. So I would say, because these programs are designed for the working professionals and many of our students are working full time, I would start at taking the one class because you really want to kind of, it's like you're easing on a freeway. Ease into that one class. And once you've driven down that freeway and you get to exit off because you've now completed that one class, you could actually slide into the second half of the term and maybe take two classes. So you can take up to three classes per semester, but the maximum number of classes that you can take in any term is 9 credits. So it's 3 classes that you could ever take maximum in a semester, 3 classes, 9 credits. So that's the maximum that you can take, and that's with the masters and the doctorate. So do you want to go ahead and kind of feel that maybe for the undergrad?
Yeah, for undergrad, you can take anywhere between 1 and 3 classes per 8-week term. So there's 2 8-week terms in a semester. So you can take anywhere between 1 and 3 classes per term. So you could actually take up to 6 courses a semester in the bachelor's programs.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I think we can both kind of put our arms around this one about the requirements of the capstone experience.
Sure.
So I'll just start out with just adding some, and then of course I would like for you to add some. So the capstones are definitely something we want you all to do those in your area, of course, that's convenient for you. Many of our students, and this is, they do many things. We've had curriculum development. We've have you've created an online web. You've done a a website for yourself. I also want to let you know that as a part of the capstone, we've been talking a lot about the certifications. You get yourself prepared early enough before the classes end. You can actually take your certification exam and it can be counted as a capstone because that's one of the professional. If you look when you look into the capstone um, description, you will see that there is an advanced certification. That advanced certification for the master's students, you want to take that before you finish. That could be used as a part of your capstone experience. Anything you wanted to add, Sush?
Nope. The only thing is that, you'll have a project in that. And you gave a good example, like making your own website. I thought that was a really good example. So yeah, it'll just be a really exciting project that basically pulls together a lot of what you've learned in your previous courses.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, so now we're going into the master's degree. It's recommended to take one course per 8-week section. This is year round. We do recommend that mostly because the programs are designed for the working professionals, and most of our students, they have families, and then of course, with the busy seasons that typically come up with the professions that you all are in, it does. But it's not a requirement that you can only take one class. You can take one or two, but 3 classes per semester. So you have that flexibility to take 1 or 2 classes at a time, and you can do that year round because you all only off a 2 to 3 week winter break between December and January. All right. So here's another question, Sushman. I'm going to pose this one for you. Do some courses have prerequisites?
Some of them do. As far as AES 6300, I would have to look that up in our course catalog. I don't have the answer to that offhand, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that that's a course in our master's program, and it
Mm-hmm.
would require one of the prerequisite courses such as kinesiology 1 and kinesiology 2 before you take that.
And since we're talking about prerequisites, why don't we go ahead and that if you enter into our program and you don't have a bachelor's degree in exercise science, exercise physiology is the only one of our master's degrees that will require you to take two foundational classes, kinesiology 2 and anatomy and physiology. So exercise physiology would be the only degree if you for the master's that you wanted to apply that will require you to take the two foundational classes. So those would be considered as prerequisites. Okay. Once enrolled, do I have to be enrolled in a certain number of credits per semester? For financial aid, you want to be, these are considered full-time classes. So you want to look at 6 credits. All right. And you want to take that last one?
Yeah,
Can you read that one,
definitely.
please?
Do we register for the CERT exam through CUC, or is that done entirely separately? That CERT exam, you would register for that through either ACSM or NASM or NSCA or CISSN. So they all have websites. We could provide you with those. You could do that out directly on their website.
That's right.
That's a good question.
Okay, very good question. So we did get a lot of questions asked on tonight. Are
Yeah,
there
that was
any other
great.
questions that we can answer for you that if there's anything else we could ask or we need to reiterate, we'd be more than happy to. Um, but what I would like to also say is you all have asked some really, really good questions on tonight. I love the engagement. And again, we're hoping that if you all have more questions, please do not hesitate to get on our calendar so that we can spend some time with you, about a 15-minute conversation, talk to you about the details of our programs, talk to you about everything that we've spoken about on tonight, but just in greater detail, and then be tailored just for you. So we would definitely look forward to helping you in that regard. Applications, we are still ready, and we're ready to help you.
Yep. Get on the phone with your enrollment specialist. I
Mm-hmm.
know I said it a lot of times, but it's just easier that way because you will have your application on file right then and there. And we can
Mm-hmm.
actually have you skip a few things on the application as well to make it even shorter. So, um,
Yeah.
and we can walk you through ordering your transcripts on your school's website. So we'll assist with that as well.
It's a very quick admissions piece. It really is. The application itself is only about 5 or 6 minutes. Yeah, the maximum you're going to need for the bachelor's is just your high school transcripts or your college transcripts because you want to make sure you get all, well, you know what? Let me just add a little bit more there. For those of you who are entering into our bachelor's program, I do want to say this. If you attended any class at this community college, that community college, or another community college, in addition to your associate's degree, I want you to order all of those transcripts because associates is typically going to bring in about 60 credits. But if we're transferring in a potential 90 credits, we want you all to order all of those transcripts so that they can go before the review and you can get as much as you can in your favor. We want you all to get as much credit. So 90 credits, just please, we want you all to order all those transcripts, but that's for the bachelor's programs that, have those up to 90 credits to transfer in. The master's also, let me go ahead and since we're talking about transfer credits, we do have master's transfer credits. So if you've taken any master's level classes and they're in exercise science or related field, and they're within the last, 7 years, 7 to 8 years, we want to make sure we go ahead and have those considered. Once you get accepted into the program, we'll walk you through what needs to be done. But transfer credit is very important to us because you all need to, we want you all to finish in the shortest amount of time and pay the less amount of money for it. So it's all about you being successful and it being a really good fit. All right, so do we have any questions? Any other questions? Any other details that we could answer for you? Can you resend the link to sign up for class, for a call, please? Can you resend the link to sign up for a call, please? Is it out there?
Yeah, I think Zoe's asking for the link to book an appointment on our calendar to schedule a call.
Yes.
Yep, it's in the chat. It's in the webinar chat. There's one for me and one for Gloria.
Yes. And click on that link and you go right ahead and we'll be so happy to speak with you all. You all. I didn't say y'all. you all.
I think, well, I would say y'all. I
Okay,
live in the South,
say
so
y'all.
I don't know. Well, we both do.
So who we do it. And really, again, the process for admissions is very easy. But where I was going with the transcripts, yeah, get all of your transcripts for if you're going to do the undergrad, the transcripts that you're going to need for your master's and transfer, those 2 letters of recommendation, your objective statement. These are just for the master's and the certs. The bachelor's, you all just need to get your transcripts. Those are the easy ones. So it's not a long process. We want to reiterate that to you. Applying for these master's degrees as well as the doctorate programs, they're not long at all. All the applications probably take everybody 5 or 6 minutes to complete. And so we want to encourage you all to apply. There is no fee, but we also want to be able to talk with everyone. And apart from that, if I don't have anything else to add, it's definitely been a pleasure, filling these questions with everyone and having the opportunity to co-facilitate with you on this tonight, Sushma.
It was a pleasure. You as well. So I wish everybody a really great evening, and we hope to talk to you all soon.
And you all have a good evening and stay well. Good night.
Good night,